Hi guys, welcome to the Players Only Club Premier League preview show. We're going to be going through all the fixtures over the weekend, giving you our predictions and how we think they're going to pan out. I'm Johnny.
I'm Pete.
And let's get going.
Villa, Swansea.
Villa, Swansea.
Probably the most dire game of the weekend, I think. It's probably best to get it out of the way first.
Yeah, two out-of-form teams at the moment.
Yeah, some little stats. Villa have lost each of the last three against Swansea, not scoring in two. Sherwood's lost 14 of 22 games.
Which is awful.
Oddly enough, Lambert lost his 14th game in his 28th under management.
Oh, wow.
Villa have failed to score in four of the last five at home. However, Swansea are winless in five as well.
Could make for an exciting game. Well, it's probably going to be a draw.
They could go all out attack and really try and kick 10 bells out of each other and go for it.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I would say Villa are at home and Villa have the advantage of needing a win more,
Yeah,
which is in their favour.
When teams need a win, they normally do it for the manager. Or are they going to be doing it for Sherwood this weekend?
Well, I wouldn't do it for Sherwood if I was. I won't say that. If I was actually a Premier League footballer, I probably would. But I don't know if their desire is going to be any more than Swansea's desire at this point. It should be, but
Swansea should technically play the better football.
Yeah.
If the manager picks the right team, I think Ayew needs to go back out into the wing this weekend. Sigurdsson come back at the number 10.
Yeah.
However, Villa do have some players that can hurt, but they will have to be playing on top of their game and really want to fight out and grind out a result.
Yeah.
Which I don't see happening.
No, and I also think that they might need a bit of quality to unlock them, which I can see happening. So they've got a couple of players who can score some good goals, but I do think that's what they're relying on to an extent, is the quality over and individual quality, that is, not team quality.
Yeah, lacking that spark.
Yeah.
That one player that's on a level above each other.
Well, yeah, week in, week out, they don't have it. They don't have that player.
Prediction?
I am going to go for 2-2.
I've gone for 0-0.
I am questioning mine slightly because actually I want to give Ashley Williams a bit more credit that he's going to sort of oversee 2 goals against him from Aston Villa. It's true, yeah, but like I say, it's going to involve individual quality. I'll stay with 2-2.
We stayed on tape
Why
with
not?
2-2.
I kicked myself if I got it wrong.
Leicester Palace.
Leicester Palace.
Another good game. Following on from the Southampton Leicester game last week. Two teams, similar place on the table, both playing quite well. Leicester have gained 7 points from losing positions already this season, league high. They've only got 1 win in 6 against Palace though.
And Palace are a lot better than they usually are.
Palace have got, I think, second to Arsenal, the best away record in the calendar year. However, Vardy has had a hand in 18 goals in his last 19 games.
Unbelievable
13 goals, 5 assists.
And you can't write off Leicester. Simple as that. It can't just be like, oh, Leicester are still a low-down team and they will they'll lose. Even though I am going to do that.
I think it's going to be difficult for. I think Palace are going to be tough to beat, as they always are. Be interesting who they play up front this weekend with Gale and suspension.
Yeah.
Kabay is deadly from the spot, so do not give away any penalties.
That's true.
I think Leicester won't need to bring it back. I think Leicester will go ahead. I think Palace will bring it back. I think they've got some good fight in them, good players to really try and get that win in the last 10 minutes. Blassie and Zaha.
Yeah, well, I think what helps Palace is that if they do go ahead and Leicester do start to come back, the pace that Palace have might just mean that they can counter their counters, and it might work out in their favour. I know. That'll make for a very good game if that is how it pans out. Yeah. I do just think yeah, exactly. I do see Palace winning this, but I did see Southampton winning for exactly the same reasons, in that I just think they're a better side overall. Leicester are going to go for it, and they probably will get some goals. They're definitely going to leak some goals, and I think Palace might just edge it. I'm going to go for a 3-1 to Palace.
I'm going for 1-1. I don't think there's going to be a lot to decide between these two teams.
Not overly happy with my predictions this week yet. I'll stick with 3-1 because I actually think I might captain Vardy in my fantasy team, so it's crazy for me to think that there's only going to be one goal scored by Leicester.
We'll move on before you change your mind.
Yeah, I'll stick with the rest of them.
Norwich, West Brom. We've gone opposite directions in this, I think. Although Norwich aren't in a great run of form, West Brom really aren't either. Not great away from home, anywhere.
No.
This season, don't think there's going to be many goals in it. Although Norwich did prove last week they can score goals. They just did ship a lot. I don't think they'll be the same this week. I'm going for a Norwich home win.
What score?
1-0.
1-0 to Norwich. I think that this is kind of Tony Pulis's bread and butter game. This is what he does. He goes away to a not very good team, grinds out a clean sheet, and he might nick a goal. And I think they probably will nick a goal. They're nicking goals with these little things. Yeah, basically. And I can see it happening again, to be honest. I think Norwich are struggling, and they need the win, and they're going to struggle to break down West Brom, and West Brom are just going to pick them off and take the win.
Nathan Redmond can.
Well, if anyone can do it, it's not Cameron Jerome, but no, do you know what? He's a Gomez, that guy. He's not got quality on the ball at all. But he could cause problems. Yeah. But I see West Brom winning it 1-0.
We'll battle that one out. Stoke Watford.
Stoke are on the up.
Stoke on the up. I think 3 wins on the bounce. I'm not sure if they're 3-1-0 wins on the bounce. 2 clean sheets.
It could well be, yeah.
2 clean sheets in a row, definitely. I think they're playing a lot better, a lot more solid at the back, as I previously said. Whelan in front of that back four. They've got quite a good back four anyway, even without Shawcross, who's yet to come back in. Yeah, although
he's soon to come back, Shawcross, which should help them out immensely.
Watford, Agallo is still the scorer of their last 5 goals.
Yeah, chief threat.
Didn't score last time out, but obviously that
was against Arsenal.
Although they did have some chances.
Well, Deeney was very good against Arsenal.
Well, Deeney's yet to score this season.
Yeah, but Deeney's been playing quite well. I feel a bit sorry for him actually, because you can tell he really wants to score.
He is Watford personified. He is full-blooded, full committed. He is Mr. Watford.
Yeah.
However, at the Britannia, I think Mark Hughes' team are playing better football. I think away from home, Watford aren't going to be as tenacious as they were in the first 60 minutes against Arsenal. I think they're going to probably hold. Watford will play Stoke will play some better football. Bojan Arnautovic, even though Shaqiri wasn't actually that good.
Moments.
On Monday, he is a next level type player that I think could be the difference in the game. Yeah, I think
a fairly comfortable Stoke win, 2-0 for me.
I've gone for 1-0 Stoke. I don't think Watford give much away, but I do think Stoke have got the better players that make the difference.
Yeah, well, I can get on board with that.
Moving on to the more interesting games of the week. Chelsea on at 3 o'clock again.
Because we're a mid-table team.
Not worth the telling. West Ham, Chelsea. West Ham, not quite the same outfit at home as they are away from home. Although they have beaten all the big guns this season. Palace.
They're capable.
City, Liverpool, Arsenal. So they have got it in them. They've got the players to do it. Dimitri Payet being the one standout. Chelsea, they've come away from the last 2 games and not lost in the Champions League and at home against Villa last week. Do you think Chelsea can win? I think Chelsea can win this. I think Chelsea are going to start picking up some points.
This is the thing. Chelsea can win it. Of course they can, because we've got a great team, but it's not performing at the moment. The name, just the fact that we're Chelsea makes everyone assume that we're going to start picking up results. But
some point,
I see no reason why we're going to start picking up results yet, because he keeps playing the same team. Mourinho's got all sorts of problems. The team's got all sorts of problems. West Ham are doing very well. We could well do it with a bit of quality from someone. We could grind it out by just being sort of dogged. But really, I don't see us winning this at all. I haven't seen an improvement in Chelsea yet, so I don't see why I would think that they were going to...
Does Hazard start, or is Mourinho doing his homework and trying to put someone like Willian to nullify the mighty Carl Jenkins? 2 and 2, once 3 and 3, and 4 and 4.
Best attacker in the league at the moment.
He's doing a young man.
I don't think Hazard will start. I think Mourinho has to make sure that there is a talking point outside of the game before the game starts, and it will probably be Hazard, because he doesn't want to do it on the play alone. If he, for whatever reason, doesn't start Fabregas and even Costa, will win the game.
Will Loftus-Cheek start again this week?
No, I don't think he will.
Do you think Loftus-Cheek has had his 45 minutes?
I think Loftus-Cheek's had his 45 minutes, played very well, and
did deserve to be hooked.
And Mourinho decided to get rid of him.
I mean, we should have really brought this up in the review, but hooking Loftus-Cheek from Matic at half-time against a woeful Villa side is...
It's terrible management. And dropping Rahman in the Champions League game, was saying about how he's keeping Fabregas in, he was keeping Ivanovic in, and then he's dropping these players like flies around these two players who aren't playing well. I don't know what sort of message that really sends to them. I think it just loses respect. Exactly. You want to say, don't worry, it's a tough league. We'll get you initialised, and you'll be initiated, not initialised. And
initialised. Like he's got a red button.
Yeah, exactly. Commencing it. But that's I would have very little respect for him if he's playing a bunch of players who aren't playing well and doesn't give me a chance. So I'm going for 1-1 here, and that's a bit of a stretch, really.
I've actually given Chelsea a 2-1 win. I think they'll, you're going to win by hook or by crook, and I think you'll win. I think you'll probably score similar goals to last week, where they'll give you the ball in their own box.
Yeah. Willian might get a free kick.
Willian will score a free kick. Adrian palms into the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have high hopes.
The 5:30 kick-off again, Arsenal. This is in the players only club office. This has been the much
dividing
game of the week. Much conflict. Johnny thinks that this is going to be the Arsenal's banana skin, finally. This
is what I think. So Arsenal have a habit of, in recent years, of not living up to their potential. Okay? And Pete has quite perfectly summed up how that is by thinking that they are probably going to win this game quite comfortably. And he's going to suggest that he doesn't think that now, but I can tell that he does think that, really, in his head. But once he doesn't want to say it out in
my heart.
Well, exactly. But
my heart says that we should really just walk over every team.
Well, yeah.
That comes before us at the minute, because we are the mighty Arsenal, and we've beaten the mighty Bayern.
The Bayern Munich win and Man United. Don't forget that this is a very good run of form. And for me, Everton, I think, are a very difficult opposition to play. Especially, you would much rather an Aston Villa or a Watford now than you would an Everton. Yeah. And I can just see, not necessarily saying they will, but I can definitely see Arsenal just gently losing, just not quite giving it enough, not doing enough to win, and everyone just being like, oh, for fuck's sake, why do you do this to us?
I think differently. I think also all depends on, as I said last week, the Everton that turn up defensively. They were shocking last week against Man United, didn't deserve to get whooped 3-0. However, I'm sure Martinez will probably looked at that and try to turn it around. If he does, there'll be a much sterner opposition, because they do have a lot of assets going forward.
Do have some good
Barkley,
players.
Lukaku, Naismith, Morales, Coleman. Now that he's back, he's one of the best right backs in the league a couple of seasons ago, before he got started all these injury woes. However, Arsenal are in their purple patch. Everton at the minute aren't quite at the level that they should be. 2 wins in 6. They've not been great. Don't have a great history at the Emirates, although I've probably just jinxed us now anyway. Only 1 win in 10 against Arsenal as well. So providing that Wenger doesn't make too many changes from last night, obviously one with Ramsey having to come out with a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
We should win. I've gone for 2-0. I don't think it's going to be a comfortable 2-0, but I think again we could have a very effective 10 minutes early in the first half, get the 2 goals, and then sit on it. Because I don't think Everton have, unless Barkley pulls out some magic, I don't think they've got enough to break down a compact team.
I've got 2-1 Everton. And I do think Arsenal can win. My thing with Arsenal is, when the last time they won the league, for the next couple of seasons, everyone was like, oh, they're going to win the league again, they've got to win the league again, they're Arsenal. And at a certain point it switched and everyone went, oh, wait a minute, they're not going to do it. And now it's been so long since they've not done it that you can't ever see them doing it again, because they're going to do the same thing, because they do the same things every year. So the only time when you're going to stop saying that is once they stop doing it. So they need to win this game, in my opinion. This is a game they need to win.
If we win this game, are you going to suggest that we're going to lose the next game? Are you going to keep predicting a defeat until we lose? Basically,
that is basically it. It's that they now, until they get a gap on the leaders, I'm expecting Arsenal to falter, basically. That is basically it.
Thanks, Johnny.
And if the last couple of seasons are anything to go by, I will be correct, basically.
We'll move on to Sunday. Sunderland, Newcastle. 12 o'clock. This is a game that could go either way. Newcastle hit 6 last week, but I don't see them hitting those heights again this week. However, Sunderland have not won in the league since May.
Incredible.
They did have the summer off, so.
They usually beat Newcastle in recent years, especially in bad form. So it's almost the perfect game for them.
Newcastle did concede 6 in the last away game.
Yeah. I don't think you can predict this game really, because anything can happen in this game.
Allardyce will have another week.
Yeah.
To hone some defensive solidarity. I don't think they were that bad against West Brom last week. I actually thought they were quite good defensively. Yeah. Freak goal against them. I don't know. I've got draw here. I think Newcastle. A lot of it. They exerted a lot last week, even in winning. Quite emphatically. I don't think McLaren's quite got it right yet. And hopefully Sunderland should keep them at bay in terms of the result.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll keep them at bay in terms of clean sheets.
I think Sunderland are going to edge it. Go 3-2 to Sunderland. It should be. It should have been a one-game ban. Yeah. Yeah,
he was scoring quite freely at the start of the season. I think he could.
Yeah, I think he's integral.
Yeah. I've gone for 2-2. So one goal less than Johnny.
I can see a winner, basically.
I don't see a hero in this derby. Although Sunderland have won the last...
They've won the last 5, I think.
Last 5. So,
and one of them was Barini scoring a worldie, and then he said he envisioned it in some therapy and stuff. So maybe that's going on again. That's what I'm thinking. So I had Barini to score the winner and to tell people afterwards that it was because of therapy.
Went back to the same place. To his witch doctor. To the 2 o'clock games. Some decent fixtures on Sunday for once. Bournemouth Spurs. I think this will be a better game than the Spurs Liverpool game last week.
Yeah.
Because I think Bournemouth, Liverpool obviously under new management, so they weren't going to be anything, footballing greatness yet. But I think Bournemouth will get the ball down and play. Spurs will also try to do the same. They've got the Pochettino high press.
Yeah.
Which could, Bournemouth get the ball down and play some good football, could open them up. However, Spurs could kill the game off. Yeah,
I think under Pochettino they're turning into a far more solid team, Spurs.
Yeah,
and I can't really see
we saw
them.
when he first joined.
Yeah. I can't really see Spurs losing this game. I do think that they'll win it fairly. I think it'll be a good game, but I think they'll.
Spurs are going to stay under the radar for quite a while.
Yeah, so do I. I don't think they're not doing anything spectacular. I think they're just going to win it fairly comfortably. Be quite a good game, and they'll do the business.
I've gone for 1-0 Spurs.
I've gone for 3-1 Spurs.
I'm going to put some money on Harry Kane scoring this week.
Yeah, that's I think that's a decent shout.
Not money, but I'm going to put like my hypothetical cash.
He's got to start scoring at some point, otherwise they've got to really think about thinking about a replacement. Yeah, because to be honest, 1 goal in 10 games is fairly unacceptable.
Offside fluke goal as well. He did not aim for the top corner.
No, he just placed it. Well, not placed it. He just aimed at the goal. Yeah, which is all you can do. Some would say.
That's all you can ask. Well done.
But yeah, I think
you've gone for 3-1 Spurs.
3-1 Spurs. I don't think it's going to be a spectacular.
I'm actually liking your 3-1 a bit more than my 1-0 to be honest. I don't. But just Spurs just haven't scored enough in every game this week.
That's true. That is true.
So quantify it and justify it. 2 o'clock as well. It was a real Super Sunday this week. Man United, Manchester City.
The big Manchester derby.
6 points on offer here, in theory.
Man United won it last season, or won one of them last season, won the last game between them.
Could table pressure also help as well if Arsenal win on Saturday? You know, they'll overtake City at the top of the league, albeit for 24 hours depending on the result.
Well, could do. Both be in the same boat though, I suppose, wouldn't they? If Arsenal win, they'll both be.
Yeah, well, whichever team
to win.
City could be third by the end of Sunday.
That's true. That is true. The main thing for City is they're missing Aguero, who always scores against United, and they're possibly going to miss Silva.
But do they have enough?
But they probably do have enough to. Well, they definitely have enough to make
United,
it. To win.
Man United going to go back because they bought Jones in last week to deal with Lukaku. Is he going to go back to Blint?
That's a very good question.
I
don't think so.
And is Carrick going to come back in this weekend with the whole central midfield rotation?
I don't know. And that might be a good thing, I guess. Or maybe Van Gaal doesn't know who he prefers. But I reckon it is a good thing that actually you can't legislate for who's going to be in the middle. And I think they're all 3 of them, Schweinsteiger and Carrick, and they're all brilliant.
Fine, yeah. If they play Schweinsteiger and Carrick, are they going to get done the same way that Arsenal did? Slow in the centre of the park. Doesn't matter who you.
Maybe I think Schneiderlin did enough, didn't he, to say you've got to start me in the next game.
Scored as well, so.
Yeah, and so did Herrera too. So you could be looking for Herrera to play. And Herrera, I think Jones will play as well.
If Herrera played regularly, he'd be a fantasy pick of mine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Good price and seems to always score the start.
The only thing I'd say is if you play Herrera, you can't play Mata, and I would still play Mata over Herrera overall.
Did Mata start last week?
Well, Mata did. He got 45 minutes, and you can, because actually he's been playing out on the left, and you would then have to take out Rooney or Depay, or what he's doing, and put Rooney up top and put Depay.
I'd leave Depay at the team still.
Yeah, so would I actually.
The same front 4. I probably wouldn't change Schneiderlin and Schweinsteiger, to be fair. They're the more mobile pair. Carrick's the controller of the game a bit better. And I wouldn't. To be honest, I wouldn't change anything from last week. You've just won 3-0 away from home at Goodison Park.
No, you're right. And I didn't think about that before, but as we've sort of discussed it, it's occurred to me, why would you change anything? You shouldn't change anything. That was a fantastic result for them.
The previous game, you did change stuff. You lost 3-0. This game, you've just won 3-0 quite comfortably. Why change anything?
Yeah. So what's the score going to be, though?
I've gone for 1-1.
1-1.
I think company
not expecting exciting games.
The company should be back. You know, I don't a 3-0 for United. You know, Everton were quite bad in defence. I don't think United have got lots of goals in them. Rooney's not. You know, Rooney and Marshall, Mata, Herrera. You know, the 4 of them. They've hardly got bundles of goals this season already. Man City, the same. You know, Silva and Aguero aside. You know, you're looking for your big players to step up, but can United cancel them out with a good defensive performance?
Well, I think United are going to win 3-2, and I think it's going to be a good game. And I think each team, it's not going to be free flowing, as in like end to end. I think it's going to be more. One team dominates, other team dominates. One team dominates, other team dominates. And I think City could definitely edge it, but I just think Man United are for some reason.
I think it's going to be the lowest scoring week of all season.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Potentially going to be the highest.
I also think that Pellegrini isn't that great a manager, and that in these big games he sometimes fails, and he's been doing very well this season. But I think these games he could be caught out.
He's got the players that could.
He's got the player. I mean, I think De Bruyne could be the catalyst in this particular. Yeah. You know.
And little Mona. Well, big Mona is quite tall. Yeah.
Mona, yeah. I thought you said Mola.
Last game of the weekend, which was quite nice. 4:15 on Sunday, Liverpool versus Southampton.
So it's basically the A team and the B team of Southampton from a couple of years ago.
I think that Klopp won't have quite got his ideas across, or he'll have gone, oh shit, they are quite good.
Yeah.
What to do.
Yeah, I do think that he might be underestimating how good Southampton are. Maybe. I mean, I'm sure he thinks they're very good, but in terms of realise the job he's got to do, basically.
Southampton, I think Liverpool should almost adopt a similar approach, because unfortunately Liverpool at home, it's almost bad for them. They should almost adopt a similar style to what Arsenal did in the Champions League against Bayern.
Let Southampton have it a lot.
Yeah, because if you don't let Southampton have it and you try a high press, they've got players that will pick you off, and they're so quick.
Yeah.
That Tadic and Mane, Pella in the middle.
If they hit Pella, he's gonna reach it, isn't he? Basically, and knock it on for Mane. So, yeah, I mean, I can see it. I'm going to edge Liverpool for this, and probably because of the Klopp factor. I think home.
Message across.
I don't know if they're going to be the better team, but I think they might just nick the result.
Sturridge back or still out?
Sturridge is yellow on fantasy, which is the best I can give you for my knowledge of how. Yeah.
I went to the press conference. If Sturridge is still out, if Sturridge doesn't play, Southampton have got it.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Got any goals. Coutinho really needs to start, shouldering that burden and scoring lots of goals.
Which he looks like he can do every now and then just disappears.
You just think he's going to score every game, and he doesn't. I've gone 2-1 Southampton.
I've gone 1-0 Liverpool. I think it'll be a better game than that scoreline, though.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's our predictions for the week. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And we'll see you next time.
Hi guys, if you like the Players Only Club and you want to subscribe and watch more of our videos, then just hit this button just here.
Click that.